Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Chai with Maanya. So it's been a pretty long time since I've sat down and actually filmed one of these videos. I've just been pretty busy the last few months trying to figure out my life, and I've only been vlogging, but I really missed sitting down and talking to the camera, and I feel like that's what I do the best, sitting down and talking about something that I am passionate about. And that is why I am back to doing this video again. There were a lot of topics that I've been wanting to discuss about or talk about, specifically pop culture moments and like parasocial fans and whatnot. But one topic in particular that I've been honestly pretty, I can't say passionate, but I've always wanted to discuss more in depth for a very long time has been performance activism. This topic is somewhat broad, and I would argue that it is rather an untouched topic. So I am not exactly sure where to start from, and this was honestly a pretty hard video to kind of figure out what I want to talk about and what topics I should focus on specifically. I'm gonna dive right into it. My interest in this particular topic first came, I became first aware of this concept of performance activism during the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. And there was this one particular incident that I remember is that I think during this time it was Blackout Tuesday and everyone was posting black squares on their Instagram. And I remember seeing someone's story on Instagram where, and this person was like a normal person. Like they went to my school. I think they were like a 2, 3 years younger than me. And I saw them post on their story. I was like, if you don't post about the Black Lives Matter movement, unfollow me. You don't deserve to follow me. And I remember reading that and being kind of like, I didn't think that if you didn't post black squares on Instagram, that means you don't support the Black Lives Matter movement. I did not think that normal people or like people like us who are just normal citizens of the world are in need or have to always post stuff on social media to make their political stance known. And I remember that just striking me as interesting, just like how people expect other people to always do activist related activities on social media. And that is the first time where I became aware of this topic or aware of this trend really. And then later when I was in university, I was pretty much into the K-pop sphere, and I realized many K-pop Western fans or like non-Korean fans of K-pop, they always expected their idols to speak up on political or social issues, not understanding that in Korea or East Asian culture, it is actually very uncommon for celebrities to speak on political matters, and it's frowned upon within society. And they would often get upset when their favorite idol would not speak on some certain matters, often calling them names on social media or like unfollowing them or starting a mass hate train. I would always look at the situation and I would be like, I would never understand this need to pressure your favorite celebrity onto speaking on a certain matter. And this is where I kind of became more interested in performance activism. Before I start speaking more in depth, I feel like it's important to understand what is performance activism. So, performance activism is defined as activism that is done to increase one's special capital rather than because of one's devotion to cause. So, what does that mean? To simplify it, performance activism is basically when you speak on social or public matters just to appeal to the mass public rather than actually caring for the cause or being sincere and genuine about the cause. To give you an example to get you a better idea, an example of performance activism is when large corporation companies put rainbows in their logos or sponsor LGBTQ pride parades during the Pride Month, when at the same time they continue to donate money to legislators who are actively working to diminish the rights of the LGBTQ community. Another very popular example is that during the Black Lives Matter movement, brands and celebrities often posted hashtag Blackout Tuesday, but they would not take any further action or actually donate to those in need or help out the families that are being affected by racism. Likewise, when celebrities speak up on environmental matters or they speak up about climate change, but they never actually donate money to climate change causes, or they never actually change their lifestyle to adapt to a more environmentally friendly life. they'll be seen talking about carbon dioxide emissions, and at the same time take private jets. They will be seen about talking plastic in the ocean, and at the same time being seen using plastic straws or plastic grocery bags or just plastic in general. Now, performance activism came to the rise mainly due to social media, and I believe that social media is one of the biggest reasons as to why performance activism has become so widespread. Due to social media allowing us access to practically almost everyone on this planet, whether it's a celebrity, it's an influencer, it's a politician, or it's just normal people, people you went to class with in kindergarten and haven't seen since, social media has allowed us to be connected to so many different people across the world that there is now an intense pressure on people to always be in support of some cause. Not only does social media connect us to our close friends or colleagues that we talk to in our day to day lives, it also connects us to people who we just know in passing. For example, I follow a lot of people on Instagram who I've really never talked to in my life, but I just know them because they went to the same high school as me or the same university as me. I only saw them in the hallway, I've never spoken to them. But I follow them, they follow me. And that's the case for most of the people on this earth. And having a larger audience base on your social media means having a larger platform that you yourself have unknowingly created for yourself. This allows for a larger pressure to come in onto you. In fact, we are so connected with people who we really don't know that people now create private Instagrams that are just for their close friends, just to have a space where they can be not judged and feel completely comfortable in. That just shows that social media, which has been used to connect people across the world, at the same time is making us even more disconnected with each other because none of us really feel we can be truly ourselves on social media without getting in some sort of backlash one way or another. Another reason for why social media is such a big cause of performance activism is that now there are so many careers involving social media, such as influencers, social media personalities, Instagrammers, TikTok, travel TikTok, study TikTok, YouTubers. And in order to attract an audience base for these people, sometimes you have to speak up on controversial topics or make a political stance just to get an audience base to come and like you and follow your content. As I mentioned earlier with the examples I provided, performance activism, I will say, is most commonly seen with celebrities and brands. I will be speaking specifically on celebrities. Performance activism, as I just said, is most commonly seen among celebrities. There has been plenty of times where a celebrity is caught posting support for a movement or a social cause or an incident where they evidently do not know what is going on. I remember I've seen quite a lot of times in the past couple of years when I've seen various celebrities post something for a certain cause and never post about the same situation again, which just shows that they don't really know what's going on or they don't care. They're just going along with whatever everyone else is doing. Oftentimes, these celebrities get caught, and then in fact, they get more backlash in return, which is, I just think, such a counterproductive social media PR play. So the real question is, why do celebrities do this, or what is even their motivation behind this? And the answer is simple: appeasement. There is an immense pressure on social media to make sure celebrities are on the right path. People want to make sure that their favorite artist or their favorite actor or their favorite influencer supports the same cause or believes in the same social issues as they do, simply because it makes supporting these people so much easier, and you're also able to create some sort of relatability connection with that celebrity. We as an audience have almost made it a necessity to be aware of our favorite idols and celebrities' political stance, and even going as far as the sexuality. I've seen many times where people have projected their sexuality onto their favorite celebrities, and when that particular celebrity does not identify in the same manner, fans become upset. Fans end up accusing the celebrities of queer baiting, which is in a way kind of ridiculous because they never said they were queer. You were making the assumption. And that is often the case for when it comes to political statements and social issues as well. We as a fan base, we end up assuming that just because they're working in this industry and they're surrounded by so many liberal people or so many queer people or so many whatever people, that they will automatically feel the same way as we do. And when they clearly don't, it comes off as a shock to us and almost like a betrayal. And that really changes your entire perspective of how you view that person. When our views don't align with them, we get upset. This is why celebrities end up creating a persona of the person they want their fans to see, because regardless of whether they actually believe in issues or they don't, they are going to get backlash somewhat or not. So it's better for them to just appeal to the mass public in the way the mass public wants them to do, in order to have that fan base created for them. This is also another reason why many celebrities don't speak up on political issues, because they know if they speak on certain issues, or they make their political statements clear, they will lose a fan base, a part of their fan base. Celebrities are often pressured a lot to speak up on matters, as they have a large following that can be influenced on certain matters. I remember in particular during the Black Lives Movement, and even during when the current Israel and Gaza conflict just recently started, back when I was consuming a lot of K-pop, I saw a lot of K-pop fans pressure BTS or Blackpink or 17, like the popular K-pop groups, to make a public statement issuing what they believe in, or even going as far as saying open your wallet, donate money. But at the same time, we do not know how these celebrities feel about certain issues in the private. In a way, I believe it is not fair on us to impose our ideas on them. I do understand the notion of wanting to make sure that your celebrities believe in the same cause as you, so just so you know you're supporting the right person. Because there have also been times where I liked a celebrity or I was a fan of a celebrity, and then I found out something about their political statement or some weird thing they said, and it completely turned me off. And I do understand want, that need to want to know whether your celebrity believes in something or not. But at the same time, we need to understand that we cannot just project our issues or our beliefs onto them. As consumers, we need to draw the line somewhere and learn that we cannot expect celebrities to have the same worldview or experiences as us, specifically because they are in a different financial position than most of us are, and they're in a much different social hierarchical position than any of us are. We cannot expect our experiences and their experiences to be the same, because they are not the same. Which leads me to performance activism with normal people. And by normal people, I mean basically non celebrities, people like you and me. And the pressure to be activists does not limit itself only to celebrities, it comes onto us as well. Once again, due to social media and mass digitalization, we now have more eyes on us than ever. People pressure their friends, their peers, their family into making social media posts regarding a matter and criticizing those who don't, and even going as far as unfollowing those who remain neutral. There have been many times where I myself have felt to make a post on a matter just because someone's doing it as well. And it wasn't that I did not believe in that issue or if I didn't want to make a post, but it's just I felt like I had to make a post because everyone else was doing it. And I feel like activism should not come through pressure, it should come because you truly believe in something. You should not feel pressured to follow something or post about something or like something because everyone else is doing it. It should come because you truly believe in that issue. People also need to remember that although we are now connected to each other more than ever, our lives are also way less private more than ever. Corporations, governments, universities have all access to all of our social media accounts, and for some people, this can be jeopardizing to their career and their lives. Just take right now, for example. Currently, Trump is checking all international students' social media posts and accounts to make sure that they haven't posted about a particular issue. And if they have, he's not granting them visas or he's deporting them. People have a lot to lose from making their political issues known publicly. And I feel like a lot of times people who are very chronically online, they tend to forget that people have lives outside of social media and they have actual careers and they cannot just post about every single topic because they can lose their jobs, and not all of us are well off, not all of us are very rich. People need careers which they may not like to survive. I also do think that it is very hypocritical to expect people to post about certain matters even if they're not aware of the situation, just because it's supporting certain agenda of the week. oftentimes with performance activism, people end up posting social media posts about certain matters, but completely ignoring other all important matters as well. And it kind of raises the question, why does one issue get more awareness than other issues? I also often feel like with social media, many of the issues that circulate or many of the issues that are being raised as a problem are often very Western centric issues. Many of them many of these social media accounts completely ignore issues going on in Asia or Africa or Southern America, and it just feels very hypocritical and very Western centric to me at times as well. Given all this, the real question is performance activism real activism? And now the answer to that question is very complex because it truly depends on the situation. And I know, given everything that I've just spoken about, it may seem like I would say no, performance activism is not real activism. But it is very, very complex. Activism on social media should often be taken as base value, in my opinion, as one week everyone will be interested in one topic, and the next week people will be interested on other topics. For example, this week can be, let's say, environmental issues, next week it will be refugees, the next week it will be anti immigrants, the other week it will be anti nuclear weapons. Every week the issue or topic changes. So oftentimes these social media accounts that post about certain topics, they often come off as insincere and not genuine. I do want to point out that there are many social media activists who do spend a good amount of time distributing donation links, talking about various issues, organizing volunteers, organizing peaceful protests. But at the same time, it is also important to remember that their information is not always 100% accurate. I have come across multiple posts about certain topics where I know very deeply what's going on. And I know for a fact, watching those videos, that the information being provided is not 100% accurate because it was very one sided. And it kind of pissed me off because if you're claiming to be a social media activist account, if you're claiming to be a political activist account, if you're claiming to be a freelancer journalist, the most basic thing you can do is make sure that your information is objective, not subjective. It should be completely 100% truth, not supporting one cause or another and completely omitting the other information. That is where performance activism becomes not real activism, because you're not providing the 100% truth and you're not letting the public decide for themselves what's correct and what's not. While social media has allowed for easy distribution of information, it has also only stepped up the amount of false information circulating around. Plus, with AI developments and stricter government regulations, it is even further difficult to believe what is true on social media and what is not. Especially with AI, you have no idea these days what's completely real on social media and what's not. And it's kind of scary because it just shows what path our society is going to go in the future. I think with performance activism and social media, it is always important to consume social media with an open mind and not just get swayed away quickly with anything. There are, like I said, many, many people who make donations, volunteer, organize donation links, organize protests, perf- uh, participate in peaceful marches, and they are real activists. But at the same time, there are way many more people who just post one story a day and call it a day. And that is not real activism, that is performance activism because they clearly do not care about the cause. They're just doing it just to be in trend or just to make sure they're doing what everyone else is doing. Just because someone has posted about an issue does not mean they are fully aware of it or actively caring about it. And this applies to celebrities and brands as well. I have seen many, many times where celebrities have posted about a certain issue just once and never again, and people take that as very deeply and they go with it and they brand that person as a certain word or certain slur for the rest of the career, where you have to keep in mind a lot of times celebrities are not thinking, they just post what everyone's posting and they don't really know what's going on in the issue. You have to remember that these people are just going with whatever their PR team's telling them to do because they need that fan base. Just because they post about something doesn't mean they actually care about it. So it's always important to remember to do your research on any issue before posting about something or before making your decision. Now, the real question is, does it even matter? does performance activism even matter, or is this even such a serious issue? Like, why should we care about it? And my answer is yes, it does matter. The impact of performance activism does matter. Like I said, the world, which is so rapidly digitalizing, getting influence on what you see on social media is way more common than ever. Think about it. We see a review of a product on TikTok or Instagram or social Instagram or Facebook, like a good review, you're gonna get convinced to buy it. Likewise, you see a review for a bad movie, you're gonna get convinced not to watch it. And likewise, if you see people talking about social issues and say this side is bad, that side is correct, you're gonna get influenced to believe that side is bad and that side is correct. So, yes, performance activism does matter because when you see a lot of people post about one thing, the common man is most likely to get influenced and believe into that. As of now, people rely on social media for proof more than actual news channels, which is scary because, again, with AI development and Photoshop and such easy fabrication of evidence, you never know what is true or not. So, this conversation does matter so much, and I feel like people need to be aware of this phenomena, I will say, before it completely overtakes our world. Anyways, thank you for watching my video, and I'm kind of curious to hear about your thoughts on performance activism and whether you believe it's a good thing or a bad thing for our future. And I will see you guys in the next video.